So, is there a problem in Yankee Land, or is there not a problem in Yankee Land? Let's talk about it right now. Hey, everybody, what's going on? So, the reason why I asked that question, because there's reports coming out now that the Yankees are lowballing some of their relievers, relief targets, whether it be Hector Neris or even guys that that were here already, Kane Middleton, Wandy Peralta, or new guys, Ryan Stanek and Phil Maton, and whoever else that they've been trying to negotiate with over the last several weeks in the offseason. I don't know how much truth there is to reporting, but the fact of the matter is they don't necessarily have to outspend all the time. They don't need to flex the financial muscle. They already have. They're over the Cohen threshold, okay? They didn't miss any deals with arbitration players. They brought in a free agent. And at what point do they need to? Are they going to ridiculously overpay for Blake Snell, ridiculously overpay for Jordan Montgomery, or now ridiculously overpay for Matt Chapman? Like, are any one of those guys going to put them over the top? Likely not. Like I said the same before, I know they were willing to offer Yamamoto $30 million a year. They also offered Blake Snell $30 million a year. They both turned it down. You move on. There's no need to go higher. Okay. And Yamamoto wasn't going to solve all the problems here regardless. So that ship has sailed. Bye-bye. And I think the same ship has sailed unless some of these guys fall into the laps. And the only way I see it, and I've said this repeatedly, the only way I see the math working out here to bring in a big contract is if they unload a big contract. And the only big contract that they can unload right now is Gleyber Torres. So, and if they unload him for pitching, then you're going to be sacrificing some offense to maybe gain some run prevention attack. So what's worth it? I don't know. But at this stage of the game, it's probably if they're not going to spend in free agency, if they don't want to spend in free agency now because they're over the Cohen threshold, then the trade route has to be the route to go. And you can still unload prospects. You can still unload contracts too. If you bring in, let's say you trade for a starter and a reliever from the Marlins, or you trade for a starter from the Mariners, you got with controllable years, then you have these guys here. The Marlins represent the better fit if you want to get one of each, if you can. So, and in that case, maybe they do that and they give the Marlins what they need in terms of the prospect capital, with the exception of Spencer Jones, with the exception of Chase Hampton, and so on and so forth. So, if they can do that, we'll see. Because it doesn't look like they have the appetite to spend, or at the very least a lot. And if they do, expect that whatever contract comes in, another contract for reliever is probably going to go out. Whether it's Ron Marinaccio or Tommy Kahnle or let's see, Johnny Loizaga, one of those guys. I could expect them moving out. Clay Holmes is making up to $6 million a year too, but I think a compliment to him in the late inning would be a better idea. And it would be a better idea to move Tommy Kahnle if you could do that, because he's also making $6 million a year. So, but again, if the Yankees don't want to go down the free agent route, then please go down the trade route. Okay. And if you want to address these holes, please do that. We have depth in so many areas in the farm that you could afford to move guys that are blocked at positions that won't be playing here anytime soon anyway. So you give them an opportunity to play elsewhere, and you address the needs here. So again, they don't always have to, flex the financial muscle. The ego doesn't need to be stroked all the time. So, and they're clearly hesitant to going way beyond the Cohen threshold. They already have a $48 million luxury tax penalty as we speak today, without any other ads. So I do think any ad at this point was going to have to be a trade and a corresponding trade to unload some contract too. So that's probably the best path moving forward for the Yankees right now. But please, if you're going to offer, please stop lowballing guys, especially guys that have been good here, like Wandy Peralta, Kane and Middleton. Please don't lowball these guys. You want them to come back. You want to add to the bullpen. You want to add to the starting rotation. Please do not lowball guys. Okay. And like I said again, $30 million a year for Snell, not a low ball. $30 million a year for Yamamoto, not a low ball. Okay. I don't know if they ever made an offer for Montgomery, but $25 million a year for Montgomery, not a low ball. Okay. So, Marcus Stroman took less money because he wanted to be here. I'll take that. So, what they do at this point, and they in my book they have an A- off season. If they add a pitcher and a starting end, if they add a reliever too on that are controllable and cheap, that's an A. You go from an A- to an A plus. Okay, but let's get out of this bubble that they've had a failure for an off season. They haven't done anything since Juan Soto, because that is total baloney. I think everybody knows it. So I don't care what WFAN says and some other content creators. I don't care about that. Okay, this is a fact, right? Staring us in the faces. Okay, but again, pressing the Yankees here, please. If you're going to make an offer, please don't make low ball offers, because you decrease the chances of you bringing guys back or bringing guys in here. Okay, especially now with 3 weeks to go in the off season before spring training, less than 3 weeks. You want to solidify the rest of this roster. Well, here's an opportunity to do it. And again, at this point, if it's a matter of a few bucks here and there, whatever, you're not going out and offering Hector Neris $17 million a year for 3 years, like some reporter said that he wanted. Obviously, he's not going to get that from anybody, not at 35 years old. So we're not talking about Mariano Rivera here. So maybe those reports are just blowing smoke up the butt, because then there's another report that says, wow, he wanted 2 years between $7 and $10 million a year. I get that. And like I said, too, if you get somebody like that and you can still move out away, if you can bring in a guy like that at that price and you can move on from a Tommy Kahnle or whatever, then the math adds up. And that makes more sense to do if you're getting a net upgrade in a certain position. But will they do that? I have no idea. Can they do that? I have no idea. Okay, there's a lot of reporting, offsetting other reporting right now. So we don't know who to believe and when to believe it. Okay, but this is why I want to keep you updated on everything. And now that I'm hearing that the Yankees are lowballing offers, and again, I can't confirm it myself. Other people can't. That's where John Heyman's saying it, and some other beat writers are saying it right now. So please, Yankees, if that's the case, please don't do that. Please don't spoil what's been a great offseason. Okay, and please don't listen to the people who said it's been a failure of an offseason. Where are you getting that propaganda from? Okay, that's baloney. So, but that's what we have right now. Okay, and I think it's important to stress this point, stress this fact, and you let me know what your thoughts are. Load up the comments. Like I said, you can always agree with me. You can always disagree with me. It doesn't matter. Your opinions matter. Okay, and they're important. So if you're not subscribed to this channel, hit that button before you leave, because this is the type of dialogue I want to have with people. Okay, and I want you to be updated on all the news, and I want you to be in the front of the line to get it. So hit the notification button too when you hit the subscribe button. That way I take care of that for you. And if you find yourself enjoying this stuff, hit the thumbs up too. So I consider real talk is giving you both sides of the story, not only the side that I want you to have. Okay, and I'm always going to stick to that position. I want you to know as much as possible. If I'm leaving information out, I'm depriving you of the opportunity to get the full story. That's not fair. Okay, not fair. So, but that's what I got for you right now. Let's talk about it.